Well, hello, and welcome to the Waking Up Spiritually podcast. Gregg, Kirk, and I are so glad you could join us. I'm Wendy Rose Williams, and I'm a past life adventure guide. I help people release energy that doesn't serve them anymore. Things like pain, anxiety, depression, and stuck creativity, just not being able to take that next uh, best, big, wonderful step in life. And my website is wendyrosewilliams.com. You're welcome to visit me there. And I'll turn it over to Gregg to introduce today's topic.
Yes, and before I do that, I'm Gregg Kirk. I am an energy worker, energy healer, and you can find me at greggkirk.com. That's spelled GREGGKIRK.com, and you can click on the appointment request link if you'd like to set up an appointment with me to either do a session in person with Tuning Forks or remotely over the phone. And I also host a number of things. Online group healing circles every Sunday, and we've been doing fire circles as well, so in the New England area. So click on the events button if you're interested in any of those things. But yes, without further ado, I would like to introduce our topic today. And let me get the screen sharing thing happening.
And while Gregg does that, I'll also mention you can find all the archives of our past podcasts at wakingupspiritually.com or in our Facebook group by the same name, and also on the podcast apps and on our YouTube channel by the same name.
Yes. So, healing with crystals. Wendy and I would just like to say that we're not crystal experts, because there are people who are that, crystal masters, as a matter of fact. What we're doing today is just sharing the knowledge that we've come across, and also to talk about some of our experiences. So this is by no means a comprehensive presentation. This is more personalized and just kind of focusing on some of the crystals we feel have been important in our practices and our healing and just in our experiences. So we move on to the next slide, and here we go. Wendy, would you like to?
Okay. So there's just so many different wonderful ways that you can use crystals. You can use them as you meditate. You can use them yourself during healing sessions, or a healer may use them on your behalf, either in person or remotely. You can create a home altar because they're just such a beautiful part of Mother Nature. They're just such a beautiful part of the earth. I mean, many of us just instinctively display them throughout our homes in different places. You can also use them to heal your energy by wearing them. So, I mean, think of the concept of precious gems and stones and just jewelry and wearable energy medicine, so to speak. And crystals can also be really powerful at cleansing and balancing our energy. And whatever you're instinctively drawn to, even though you might not know the name of that crystal or what it's used for, just trust your intuition, trust your instinct, and go for it and enjoy it. And I think over time, you're very likely to get those neat synchronicities to either look up or have someone else mention to you, or find in a book or online what that crystal represents and what its properties are and what it does, and find that it's just right for you. Crystals have also been used through the ages to help us ground and to protect our energy. So that's a wonderful use for them too. And when I was going through a couple years worth of some really rapid ascension, it was hard to stay grounded. It was hard to be in my body. It was hard not to be up in my head and up above my head as I was connecting more up with the divine. So, little secret, had my pockets whenever I could wear something with pockets full of dark crystals to just help ground me. So, also, you can use crystals in very specific ways to help you attract more of certain energies to you. And as you do your intention work, for instance, if you're working on clearing your ability to be in financial abundance, or to be in other types of abundance, because abundance doesn't just mean financial. It can also mean your abundant energy and good health, or those abundant, happy, harmonious relationships, etc. Just using those crystals that are specific for that, all the ones that are orange colored or rust colored can really help in that area. And crystals also help us with our nature deficit, because a lot of people just simply are inside so much and so much screen time, or might be living in cities or highly populated areas where they're just not getting out and about enough. Or if they do, they just drive everywhere. They don't tend to walk or cycle or be barefoot or be in sandals. If you ask people when was the last time that you just walked around barefoot on the earth outside, a lot of people might just look at you quite blankly and say, wow, I cannot remember the last time I did that. So, and that's just a concept called earthing, where you specifically are walking barefoot outside. So just some thoughts there. And we're ready for the next slide, unless you'd like to add anything, Gregg.
Well, just real quick thing, a general thing about crystals. So I started getting training in healing all the way back in 1997. Was not the least bit interested in crystals. In fact, I thought it was kind of silly. You know, I would see pictures of people doing energy healing and putting crystals on the bodies of people. And I just thought, well, what is the point of this? I didn't understand it until I actually had interactions. Like, as I've said in multiple broadcasts, I had spent several trips in Brazil. Well, Brazil is a hotbed of crystal mining. So I was directly exposed to a lot of crystals down there, then actually saw how they were used properly, and then started having experiences with crystals. And that you know, sometimes that's the best way to change your mind about something, is to have an experience with them. So
Absolutely.
right. So yeah, let's move on, Wendy.
Fantastic. So here's a few of my favorite crystals. And just like trying to get it down to my favorite 10 books, this was really hard to do, to get it down to a reasonable number. And I broke it out into two categories: crystals that help you heal, that help clear your energy. Rose quartz immediately comes to mind. It's that beautiful pink rose, and just unconditional love and true healing from it. Amethyst, healing and purifying with that beautiful purple crystal. And I've got for those of you who are able to watch, I'm holding up a big crystal amethyst wand that I keep on my desk all the time and just use with clients. And it's also angelic energies are just really drawn to this and are just adding to this all the time from angel healing program work that I do. Rhodochrosite is another one, helping heal stress and open the heart. And it's like a pink and brown, or pink and gray. And when I was first told rhodochrosite would be good for me, I thought, gosh, what is that? I don't even know what that word is. I've never heard of this crystal. And I bought a little piece of it in my local crystal store. And the moment I walked back into my house, I about fell over because I had one of those synchronicities. I have a beautiful, really large china closet that is over 11 feet tall, and the whole top of it is a crystal. Guess what that crystal is? It's rhodochrosite. So I'll post a picture of it in the comments. So go to our Waking Up Spiritually group and I'll post a picture of it there. But that china closet was mine back in the 1800s and came back to me again. And I used that huge china closet to help hide people as part of the Underground Railroad. And wouldn't you need a healing at that time? So it's just perfect that the whole top of it is rhodochrosite. So
Nice.
it just was really, really an interesting experience to learn that. Clear quartz, which many of you may have seen, that just helps clear the clutter. It's kind of a housekeeping crystal in a lot of ways. And it's wonderful at helping us align our chakras too. And don't we all need that? And then selenite is another master cleaner. I think of it as a supreme nurturer, and it helps clear other crystals. So I have a big wand. Selenite's often sold as like a tower or as a wand because it's just very, very useful for doing that, for helping clear others. And it's wonderfully inexpensive. So you can get a nice big piece of it for $10 or so a lot of times. And there are many crystals that help us ground and protect our energy and also to do some attraction work. And Greg, I'm blanking. How do you pronounce the next one? Is it hematite? Do you know how to pronounce that one?
I call it hematite.
Hematite, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's a dark crystal that helps you ground, helps you shield from negative energy. Because let's be real, there's all types of energies around us. It's not anything to be in fear of. It's just, that's just the real world. And we need that, we need that balance, and we're all that balance ourselves too, of that dark and that light. And then there's also black tourmaline that helps you protect and ground and cleanse your aura, your energy. So that's another one that's wonderful for that. And then there's a beautiful blue one, kind of a royal blue, uh, Lapis Lazuli. And that one helps us open our mind. It helps with enlightenment. It helps with clear communication. And oh my gosh, aren't those areas that we all need assistance with at particular times, or maybe on a daily basis? And then there's also malachite, which helps clear negative energies, helps clear pollution, environmental toxin, helps open the heart. And there's citrine that I had alluded to earlier. It's the orange color, and it's just positivity, joy, optimism, financial abundance, just getting that good flow going. And then here, the photo that's included for those of you who are able to see the slides and not just listening to us. It is a flower of life, and it's a type of a crystal grid that is represented here. And those just magnify with that sacred geometry of the crystal grid and the crystals together. It just magnifies the energy of those for the healing purposes and for the intent. So, any comments there, Greg?
Well, something interesting about malachite that I was just reading
Yes.
earlier today, that make sure that the malachite that you have is polished, so it has a shiny surface, because it's actually a bit poisonous. Like, you don't want to breathe it in. Like, you don't breathe in the malachite dust. It can be harmful to your health. But
Oh,
as a
interesting.
nice polished stone, it's totally fine, and it's great for clearing negative energies.
Good
But
to know.
just a little tip I read
Yes,
today. I didn't know
because
about that.
stones can both come polished or in their rough format, not polished. So
Right.
very good.
Okay. So real quickly, I have some favorite stones too. I actually didn't notice that you had amethyst, Wendy. So
That's okay.
yeah,
Amethyst for today.
big one. It's I love amethyst. It's a classic meditation tool. It attracts positive energy. It can help, relieve the negative emotions. It can be a stress reliever, and can help with depression if you can, use it. You can put it right on your body, during a meditation. Lie down, put it on your body. That's what I do. Aquamarine is another one that I love. Again, just came across this in Brazil. It literally looks like the color aquamarine. It's great for your throat chakra. It's a blue stone. They call it the stone of courage and protection. It supposedly has anti-aging properties. So who wouldn't want that? Keep that on your body. And so it's a perfect crystal for calming fears and phobias, but also nice to put on your throat chakra. Again, it's something you can do while you're meditating. Kyanite is another favorite of mine. That is, it's a stone that has a blue hue to it, but there's a lot of white in it as well. So it's kind of streaky looking. And it's a great stone for meditation and attunement. It's will not retain negative vibrations. Therefore, it doesn't require clearing. So one of the few stones, so the things about these crystals in general is they pick up energy. They pick up information more or less. That's why, quartz, for instance, they're used in watches and computers because it can hold information and hold a charge. So a lot of these stones will do that. So if you're meditating and something negative comes into your field, whether it be a thought or negative energy, it can, these stones can suck that out, but then they'll retain it. So you need to do a clearing. You don't need to do that with kyanite. Kyanite can also help you align your chakras, and it provides a good balancing for the yin yang energy. It dispels blocks, just helps keep your energy moving through your body. And one of my favorites, Shungite. I'm wearing it right now. Shungite is an amazing neutralizer. So it's a black stone. It comes in two kinds. It comes into kind of a opaque, flat black color. That's what I'm wearing right now. I actually have a disc as well. So I don't know if you can see this too well. Shungite, it neutralizes negative energy. It's great for the root chakra. It has metaphysical properties, but it also has physical properties. So it's great for eradicating EMF energy. So that's electromagnetic frequency. So those are the kinds of frequencies that your phone, your computer, your television, your electrical wiring in your house, all of these, your microwave oven, these things emit electromagnetic frequencies that can be harmful to your physical health. I have Shungite balls that sit on a stand. I put it next to my nightstand. I sleep next to it to make sure I sleep with no negative energies around me. Like I said, I'm wearing bracelets and a necklace. I put a Shungite disc on my phone. I put it on the back of my phone. So it's fantastic. It does not need to be cleared as well because it's a very grounding stone, but it's also supernatural as well. So it helps with, as much as it helps with the EMF type energies, it helps with negative energies as well. One last thing about Shungite. Like I said, there's two forms of it. There's the typical Shungite that's kind of the flat black color. There's something called noble Shungite, which I've shown a picture of here. So it's got a very shiny, almost silvery sheen to it that you can actually put in your bottle of water. Or what I have a pitcher, here at home where it filters the water and then the water filters down into the basin of the pitcher. I keep Shungite there. And the Shungite can raise the vibration of the water. It clears impurities. So it's a clearing agent, like, again, both physically and energetically. So I'm drinking high vibration water that's been purified by the Shungite. But, my daughter and her friends, my daughter's friends have said, why is your dad drinking that water with rocks in it? So I wanted to make this slide on, so Wendy and I basically talked about the most used and most utilitarian crystals. I wanted to talk about some pretty crazy, wild, unique crystals that I've also come across that I just wanted to mention. So Labradite, it is a bluish stone that enhances mental and intuitive abilities, clairvoyance, telepathy. This is one of those crystals where if you're kind of going down a healing practice or an ascension practice, get some Labradite and put this on your third eye or put it on your body. It can help you access the Akashic records. It helps you with psychic readings, past life recall. Wendy, you might want to experiment with it if you've never have. Oh, you have it. Okay, there you go. Of course you do. So awesome stuff. The second one, Moldavite, is flat out like a supernatural stone. A meteor hit, or what is now the Czech Republic, back like almost 15 million years ago. And when this extraterrestrial, stone hit the Earth, it mixed with the Earth itself, and it splattered, this molten crystal all around the area. It's called Moldavite. It's like in the country of Moldova. I think that's how you pronounce it. If you can, zoom in or look at this. All of the Moldavite can be honed down and polished and so forth, but the raw Moldavite looks like, something like a nice crystal that's been kind of sprayed. It's got like a fiery, scattered look about it. This stone, I've heard, just a bit of a warning, this can trigger you. I mean, this brings up emotions. This accelerates your ascension, which can be uncomfortable. I've heard of people having what they call negative experiences with Moldavite because it was accelerating their healing and their karma, which they weren't ready for. So every now and then you hear an experience like that. Whereas, somebody who's a little more calm and has their karma cleared out a little bit can use Moldavite to your best use, which, I mean, they're saying it's it can help you have interactions with extraterrestrials, beings beyond the veil. I mean, it's an amazing stone, but you got to kind of be ready for it. And what they're saying here is holding Moldavite for the first time often produces a sensation of heat felt first in the hand and then progressively through the body. So it's very, very interesting. Green obsidian is the next stone. I actually have a lot of this. It's a fairly rare stone, but where I was in Brazil, they were mining a lot of it. It's a beautiful stone. It looks like green glass. Now, obsidian is a volcanic stone that is glass-like. It is typically black, and it has grounding and clearing abilities, and the green is no different. It helps with grief. It helps with significant life changes. Because it's a green stone, put it on your heart chakra for any kind of heart clearings. It helps with lasting emotional scars. And the stone itself has healing properties while providing a nurturing touch. So it's a soft stone. It's a heart-centered stone. I love it. And it's just a gorgeous stone. Like I said, it looks just like green glass, as you can see.
Makes me think of an emerald in a way.
It kind of does, yeah. And then the last one is it's not it's like a conglomeration. So it's literally a couple of things all at once. It's a piece of quartz that also has bits of other elements like iron or things in it. What crystal masters or those who work with crystals tend to do is they polish the top part of the quartz, so it's kind of like a snow globe, and then it looks like a landscape scene underneath where these raw elements are. It's a very spiritual stone, helps you connect with your higher self, helps with your spiritual vision, can strengthen your connection with the spirit world and open up your energies, and it helps raise your consciousness to new levels and promotes self-awareness, intuition, and spiritual development. I have a stone very much like the one pictured here. It's oval. I put it right on my third eye when I want to enhance my second sight. So cool stuff. Anything you want to comment on?
That's wonderful. That's a great unique take on it of some of the more unique ones. That's wonderful.
Thanks. And then Wendy, I'm hoping you can add to this. This is kind of like a non-comprehensive thing. We've been talking about how to use crystals, and this is a guide of where to place them on your body or what they support in terms of the chakras, so just to rattle this off real quickly, if you're not aware of the chakras, you have 7 main chakras, and they start up at the crown. There, go to your third eye. There's your throat chakra. Your heart chakra is right at the center of your chest. Below it is your solar plexus chakra. Goes down to your pelvic area, your sacral chakra, and then your root is just right on the bottom of you between your legs. And the colors are white, violet, indigo, green, yellow, orange, and red as they progress downward. So typically a rule of thumb is pretty straightforward. You go with a stone that is the color of the chakra to help support it. But so starting with the crown, clear quartz is recommended. The third eye, which is the violet color, amethyst, is perfect. But like I said, you could also use something like a Rhodochrosite, or even, I don't know if you can handle it, a Moldavite. Throat chakra, the recommendations are sodalite, aquamarine, and turquoise. I think lapis lazuli would probably be good also for your throat. The heart chakra, green aventurine, green obsidian, amazonite, and this is the only one that's a little different. I know a lot of people use rose quartz for the heart. Pink is, I believe, an okay color for the heart chakra area, even though it is typically green. But there's something about the rose quartz and that rose color. Do you agree, Wendy?
Well, yes, essentially everyone needs heart healing, and I see the heart chakra as being green and pink.
Right.
It used to be represented as being green, and then a lot of people are now saying, oh gosh, it's actually both green and pink. So the rose quartz just makes perfect sense for a lot of reasons.
Right, I'm totally with you on that. So the solar plexus, the yellow stones, citrine, although malachite is kind of a greenish stone. Is malachite any other color than green that you know of?
I'm not sure.
No. Well, any kind of yellowish stone would be good for solar plexus. Sacral chakra, we're getting down into the orange colors. So carnelian, citrine, moonstone, and then finally the root chakra. Now this is another one. So where red jasper obviously is a red, or ruby or something red would be fine for the root chakra. But this is another one where I'm also seeing, like you had mentioned earlier, dark crystals, things black, obsidian, shungite, the black crystals I think are fine for the root chakra as well. Are you?
I agree, because again, it's just the person's intuition. This is a wonderful starting point with a lot of good logic and sense and a lot of good experience and research to it. But don't ever not follow your intuition, because
Exactly.
for instance, when I do chakra healings with people, because that's part of every past life regression healing session that we do, it's very interesting. We go through this visualization where I have them look at each of their chakras, and that's new for people. A lot of people have never done that before. They didn't know they could do that or how to do that. And I ask them if they get a sense of the color and which way it might be moving and the speed and that sort of thing. And some people will say, and just want and need the opposite color for it, like the opposite on the color wheel. For instance, for the throat chakra, the opposite of blues is the oranges, and they might need that. Or for down in the sacral, they might be saying, oh gosh, it looks like it's trying to turn blue. I feel like I need more, blue in that area. So it's just trying to balance up and just do its thing and just be as healthy and effective as it can be. So,
I totally agree. Totally agree. I think this chart's a good way to start for
exactly. Perfect starting point.
Yeah, here's the stones and the colors that can support your chakras. But like you said, during a healing session, for instance, there's clearing stones, like the green obsidian and the shungites and a kyanite even. It may be indicated that they need to travel all up and down the chakras, and they may, a blue stone may be indicated for your sacral chakra, even though that's typically more of an orange thing. So yeah, I totally agree. Go with your intuition, go with your healing practitioner's intuition, and don't get hung up so much on the colors and what the traditions are. So
perfect. Because mankind, I mean, we're all raising our vibrations, as is the earth. So things are changing. So, just be willing to go with that. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about crystal grids that I mentioned earlier. And crystal grids are a beautiful way of combining the power of different crystals. Certainly you can work with crystals as an individual item, but you also can build them into a grid. And it's hard to see in the photo, but this dark green altar cloth, it has gold, a sacred geometry. It has a flower of life emblem on it. So those crystals were placed there in a specific way. for something that I was working on doing for a client. So this is actually a client's specific crystal grid that I created for them. And I do offer crystal grid healings because it's just been so much fun, because it's one of the areas that I just remember having worked with them in a lot of previous lives, and just found I naturally, instinctively was building and doing this for myself and doing this for other people. And there also are different types of crystals. Crystals can come in so many shapes and forms. You can see the large rose quartz that I have in there in front of the divine masculine, divine feminine healing statue. And that is a large crystal. It's probably a good 6 or 8 inches high. So this person was just needing a lot of healing. So there's a lot of rose quartz and amethyst there. And so there's crystal wands like I'm holding up now. So certainly those are available. There's many types of wands. There's also wands that have been fashioned, with leather and combined with other things. I've got a personal wand that I just do not share with anyone and use for anyone else. Whereas this amethyst one I do use for other people's healing too. There's also crystal skulls. There's crystal angels, like you can see in the front left of this crystal grid, which is also an altar, so to speak. So just freeing up that creativity and adding, you can add the 4 elements to your crystal grids or to your home altar, and just having some elements of light and water and earth and air there and those sorts of things. Or you can work with a practitioner like me or Gregg, and just have someone do and create a crystal grid for you, and just do some healing on your behalf, and do a meditation for you, and send some Reiki healing, etc., on your behalf. So that was my comments there.
Nice.
So anything to add to that, Gregg?
No, I mean, I've got crystal pyramids, crystal balls. I have a crystal
Yes.
selenite dagger that's spectacular. It's got inscriptions of all these symbols of the chakras on it with flower of life stuff. And so, yeah, like you said, the sky's the limit on how these crystals can be shaped into shapes, and it's fun.
Wonderful.
So, yeah, I want to talk a little bit about crystal care and maintenance, and just kind of general things about your crystals. So once you decide you want to start experimenting with crystals, or maybe you already have some, just the rule of thumb that I did meet a crystal master in Brazil. So she had, and I didn't realize there's different levels of actual the quality of the crystals themselves. There's, of course, the raw crystals, and there's semi-precious, there's gem quality, but then I didn't know there was something beyond gem quality. She called it museum quality. So there's some crystals that are so perfect, glass-like, that no imperfections at all, that they go beyond gem quality. It's museum quality. And of course, she had some of those. But her rule of thumb to me was, I said to her, like, what kind of crystal should I get? And she said, let it choose you. So when you walk into a crystal store, turn your mind off and just walk around the store, and you'll start seeing certain crystals that you're attracted to, and pay attention to that. That was her highest recommendation. It was pretty simple. Just gravitate towards the crystals that feel good to you and that look good to you.
I agree. And it's so wonderful when you can go in person. I realize not everyone has a crystal store near them. Both Gregg and I do, or have been in places where they are, or a crystal show, or whatever it might be. But there's just something's really lost unless you know the practitioner, and it's a practitioner who's got a crystal store online.
Right. Exactly. So, what to do with your crystals? Well, we talked about you're using them for meditation, for healing practice. You can place them around your house, corners of your house, to raise vibration, so forth. keep them in a place where they're doing their job. However, what happens when your crystal breaks? So that happened to me before. Again, I'm in Brazil and I'm talking to this crystal master, and I showed the woman, like, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful, what's called a double terminus clear crystal, and a little chip came off of it. I didn't drop it. And I said to her, like, what's the deal with this? Was this a cheap crystal? And she said, absolutely not. That crystal took a hit for you. And I said, what are you talking about? Well, sometimes these crystals come and they help accelerate your karma. And every now and then they'll take a bit of an energetic hit for you, so that you don't have to take it. They're kind of shields in effect. And ever since that happened, I started noticing some of my crystals would just be sitting on the shelf and little pieces would start chipping off. And instead of getting upset about it, I would take the chips and do what she recommended, which is take the chips and bury them in your garden or a good place in the ground, like around your house. They still continue to, support you. However, if you just absolutely drop a crystal and it shatters and it turns into powder and a million pieces, sweep that up again, put it in your garden, on the perimeter of your garden. It's a really great place for it to maintain its good, it's work, what it's here to do. So don't get upset if your crystal, like the point gets dull, or if you get a little chip off of it. I can tell you from firsthand experience, crystals that had real potency in them that I could feel, like they vibrated in my hands. They were broken in a plane flight one time where big chunks of them fell off, and I thought, oh my gosh, they're ruined forever. And no, I still use them today. I put them in my hands during meditations, and they're just as powerful as ever. They just took a little chip off, and I guess they took a pretty big hit for me. Thank you, crystal. And I put it in my garden and everything's fine. So that said,
it can be activating too, because same thing, that big rose quartz point, when I looked at it over the years, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can see some big fissures in here. Whereas at some point this might break open, and that's not a bad thing. It's just, right. Things are not meant to be static.
Right.
Energy flows and it just moves and changes, and let's just try and embrace the changes and go with that flow.
I've heard people describe that their crystals have changed in color. They have gotten cloudy looking, or they've gotten more clear. Like you said, you might start to see fissures and cracks appear in them when they're just sitting on your shelf or whatever. This is okay. This is typical. But that said, your certain crystals, aside from the ones that we talked about, like Shungite and Kyanite, they don't need to be cleared, or Selenite doesn't need to be cleared. Most of your other crystals, like your Quartzes and your Amethysts, and there's all different kinds of quartzes, the smoky quartz, the rose quartz, etc. Those need to be cleared because they're so active and they interact with the surroundings and pick up vibrations. So what do you do? So these are a bunch of, I did a little research, and these were some suggestions. I want to tell you about the ones that I do, and Wendy, I'd like to have you chime in too. But one way to clear your crystal is with smudging, using sage or Palo Santo or copal. To me, that seems pretty light. That's just smoke hitting your crystal. Maybe it works great, and maybe you put an intention on it to add it, make it a little more impactful. But the clearings that I used to do before I learned about some of these others was I would place all of my crystals in a bowl and put them out in the light of the full moon and let them sit out overnight. And sometimes I would put them in salt water and then put them in the light of the full moon or a bright moon phase. Some crystals can withstand the sunlight. I'm like Wendy, I feel like I don't really want people to see my crystals a lot. So I put my crystals in this bowl, like especially at night or in the sunlight, outside in an area where nobody can get to it. Nobody can see it. Another way that I just read about, but I've not ever tried, so I don't know how long you would do this, is you can bury them in the earth. Of course, what more grounding thing could you have? But you bury them in the earth, and the earth, leaches out any negative energies and so forth. But then you would need to wash them off after that. That might be a rough on some crystals that you have. So, I don't know how, for the more durable crystals, that probably works well. And then the final thing, I do this all the time. I have certain tuning forks, or I've got some singing bowls where you can actually put sound frequency around your crystals, and that helps clear them. But the easiest thing of all is you buy, a couple of selenite wands and put it next to your crystals, and the selenite just leaches out all the negative energy. So because it's such a clearing crystal, it clears the crystals around it. So what do you do, Wendy, to clear your?
Personally, again, I follow my intuition. I do definitely keep them in the presence of selenite as just that master clearer. So I have multiple pieces of selenite. I a few times have placed certain ones in salt water just because I could hear my guides recommending and suggesting it. So I just did that, in the sink, and just did a cleansing for them with some pink Himalayan crystals, salt crystals. So I cleaned them that way. Occasionally, I will be asked to just round them all up and put them in some big bowls and put them out by the light of the full moon. So I have done that also. And then certainly when I'm cleansing and clearing and doing home and property clearing, they're getting it too at that point. But yeah, so this is a great list. And my home clearing sometimes includes a sound frequency, because I might be using prayer as I go through the home. I might be using a bell as I'm going through. So whatever different ways I'm doing that. So it's getting those sound frequencies.
Right. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Well, wonderful. Well, what we're going to do now to wrap up for today is a crystal cave meditation. So I'm inviting you, if you are in a safe, quiet place, meaning you're able to not be moving and able to close your eyes and relax, and not driving, obviously, but just able to take a few moments and relax. And we're going to go to this crystal cave. And I'm inviting in the energies for those who will listen to this at a later date, as well as for those who are listening in real time with us now. So just get nice and comfortable, however you're sitting, or if you want to just take a moment to lie down. You're welcome to close your eyes or just have a soft gaze off into the distance, whatever's most comfortable for you. And let's just start off by taking a few deep breaths together. And take a big breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment as you feel your vibration and frequency gently rise, calling in your higher self, all that innate wisdom of your soul across all lifetimes to be fully grounded in your body, wonderfully grounded to Mother Earth, as that's the planet we're living on right here and right now. When you're ready, breathe out through your mouth, and you can do that audibly. I will do the same. Just feel your body relaxing, getting more comfortable, more grounded, more present in the present moment, time, and place, more comfortable in your body. Feeling your neck, your shoulders relaxing. And when you're ready, take in another nice big breath and hold it for a moment as we call in not only our higher self into our bodies, but call in our most loving, benevolent, helpful, wise beings of light, guides and guardian angels, most helpful ancestors, totem animals, whoever you most relate to be all around us, helping us activate our DNA, that well cell of our DNA. When you're ready, breathe out through your mouth, letting go of any energy you do not need, letting go of energy you've outgrown, energy that doesn't serve you, energy that's not yours, energy that's yours in combination with someone else's, just letting it go. We'll do that one more time. When you're ready, take a big breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment and feel your entire body just gently relaxing. Each breath in is more and more relaxing. And now give a big breath out through your mouth. And each breath out will double your relaxation. You're now walking across a beautiful meadow. It's a perfect day outside, your favorite season, your favorite weather, your favorite temperature, as you're walking easily across beautiful meadow, feeling the sun gently warm you, warming every part of your body, starting with your crown chakra, the top of your head, going on down through your third eye, down through your throat, down through your heart chakra, through your solar plexus, through your sacral chakra, through your root chakra, through every chakra in every part of your body, warming and healing your skin, your aura, your physical body, your mental body, your spiritual body, your emotional body, your financial body, healing all of them as you easily walk across this beautiful meadow, just enjoying being out in nature. You now notice a wise old tree, and you're very drawn to this tree. So you're welcome to reach out and touch the tree if you choose to. And as you feel the bark on that tree, you feel yourself getting more grounded than you've ever been before. You're able to easily send down a grounding cord from your body. Women ground from the sacral chakra across the hips. Men ground from the root chakra, the base of the tailbone spine. So sending that grounding cord down deep, deep, deep into the core of Mother Earth, just like a tree sends down all those wonderful roots. And in that magnetic core of Mother Earth, you can find everything you need to fulfill your life purpose. You can also find the fountain of youth energy, and you're welcome to bring that up. Bring that up through all those roots. You're now sending out more and more roots, not only from your grounding cord, but from the bottom of your feet. And I'm inviting your joy taproots on the bottom of your feet to fully activate if they haven't already, as well as the Earth Star chakra, which is right about the ball of your foot, just up a little bit higher into the arch from the ball of the foot, inviting that Earth Star chakra to fully activate so that you can fully enjoy your life here on this planet at this important strategic time and place where you've chosen to be. So let's thank that tree for helping us fully ground. And you're now noticing the sound of clear running water. It's very inviting. As you walk over to explore and find where that clear running water is coming from, you discover this wonderful brook, a small river. And right at the base of your feet, right there waiting for you, is a safe, comfortable little boat. You're welcome to climb down into this boat that's waiting just for you. The boat releases itself automatically from the side of the riverbank, and it easily starts moving along the water, taking you to the time and place with the most healing and information for your life today. The boat continues to move along the water, and it's so smooth, so comfortable as you lie back and relax on these beautiful, exotic looking cushions that the boat is just filled with. It's almost as if you don't have a body at all because you feel so safe, so comfortable, so nurtured and supported in your life mission, and in your life purpose. The boat knows exactly where it's going, and it's now entering a beautiful cave. This cave is going to be very inviting for you. Plenty of air and light. The boat knows exactly where it's going as it works its way through this incredible, magical crystal cave. As you look around you in wonder, you discover all the walls and the ceiling of this cave is covered with the most beautiful, powerful crystals imaginable. They are calibrated perfectly for you. They are attuned just to you, to what you most need to receive healing and insights, to receive assistance and love and support and resources for your life today, for the here and now, so that you can fulfill and live your life purpose. Even though you may not feel that you know it, you do know it at a subconscious, if not at a conscious level. Your soul knows. So you're welcome to feel the healing energy from these wonderful crystals. I'll be quiet for a moment, and you're going to fully feel that all throughout your body as they offer healing to your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and financial bodies, as well as to your aura, as well as helping you form the perfect, pristine boundaries in life. So there'll be a moment of silence now while you can all experience that. And your higher self is fully in your body, helping you experience that. All the highest guides and guardian angels are all around you, helping you with that, helping this energy flow to you in the most beneficial way possible. Lots of ease and grace for you. And in a moment, we're going to leave the crystal cave and we're going to just encapsulate that energy for you in the best possible way. So it'll be another moment of silence as you get ready to leave the crystal cave very easily. Feeling that energy all coming with you. There are many exits from the cave. The boat knows exactly where it's going as it chooses the exit to take you to the best possible life for you in your current life, in your future life, for the rest of this lifetime, helping cleanse and clear past life energy that no longer serves you, helping stabilize and bring in the best of the best for you in your life now. You've now exited the cave and you're able to truly feel the heaven on earth energies whatever your heart is most yearning for, peace, love, joy, whatever your heart and your body most needs to feel, you're able to create this all within yourself with the help from these wonderful crystals in this magical crystal cave that we just experienced together. This is now encapsulated within you in the best possible way, and you're able to meditate on your own and go back to this crystal cave anytime you choose to. You're able to ask to go here as you're falling asleep at night and go to this marvelous crystal cave and feel and experience all that healing energy for you. So on the count of 3, we're going to come fully back into our bodies, feeling refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, and enlightened from our wonderful journey to the crystal cave today. So 1, 2, able to gently open your eyes when you're ready, tuning back into the present day and time, which is Sunday, November 28th, 2021, or whatever the date is that you're listening to this. You're going to easily orient back to the current day and time. 3, fully back in your body, feeling wonderful, more grounded than you've ever been before, but also more connected to your own higher self and to your guides and to the divine, as well as to marvelous earth that provides us with these gorgeous, gorgeous crystals as just a part of her essence. All right, everyone is now fully back. So how was that, Gregg?
Very good.
Okay, wonderful. Well, let's get ready to wrap up for today. And thank you all for being here. You're so welcome to join us in our Facebook group. Please look for Waking Up Spiritually, and we will invite you into that group. And again, you can go to wakingupspiritually.com broadcasts, and you can find this recording once we've had a chance to put that up. Certainly, you're welcome to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we would love you to rate and review us on the Apple iTunes app. That'll just help more people find us. And visit our websites. Gregg is spelled Gregg, Kirk, KIRK.com. And my website is wendyrosewilliams.com. And here, for those of you who are able to see the PowerPoint slide, this was a 1-year anniversary. It was a combination of a crystal grid and a home altar that just grew and grew and ended up taking up my whole dining room table.
Nice.
When I was celebrating 1 year that it had been, it was my anniversary date of having my business full time. So again, you can reach me via my website, and you can request the crystal grid healing through there, or past life regression and other sessions. So thank you, everyone. So appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Wendy, for the great meditation, and we will see you all. Next podcast is December 12th, 2021. So look at those numbers, 12, 12, 21.
I was going to say, that's some great numerology to it. So that's fantastic. And we're thinking about alien origins as our next topic. So we'll see you then.
Bye-bye.